So our final topic of the evening is going to be about Saturday Night Live. So imagine my surprise when I woke up Sunday, this past Sunday, and Twitter was a buzz. Black Twitter was definitely a buzz. People were, talking very fervently in my news feed. And I'm thinking, okay, it's Sunday. They got the Holy Ghost. They feel in their funk, coming from ever. No, no. They were talking about rapper Kid Cudi and his on Saturday Night Live last Saturday, in which he gave two performances in honor of the late Kurt Cobain, who was one of his idols growing up, someone that he admired extremely.
Yes.
And during performance, one of his performances, he wore a dress. He wore a dress to honor Kurt Cobain. Now, it should be, give a little point of reference here. Kurt Cobain was a rock star back in the late 80s, early 90s. Head lead singer, frontman of the group Nirvana, as I used to call him, a part of, one of the guys who kicked in the door with the Seattle grunge act back in the early 90s. Unfortunately, Kurt Cobain had a lot of demons. There was a lot of alcohol and drug abuse, but also a lot of mental illness as to depression and suicidal thoughts. And so Kurt Cobain, unfortunately, ended up committing suicide. I believe it was in 1994, if I'm not mistaken. He committed suicide. And so he's become kind of like a cult figure, if you will, not just because of his music, but because of his struggles, with suicide and depression. But he was someone, Neo just had the picture up of him in a dress. Kurt Cobain was also kind of gender fluid. He was someone who had no problems putting on a skirt, no problems putting on a blouse. I forgot to call it what it is, Robbie, a blouse like Robbie has. He had no problems putting on a dress. And so the picture that you just saw of Kurt in that dress, that's what Kid Cudi was trying to honor. He was paying homage to Kurt Cobain in that performance where he had on a dress. Now, Kid Cudi, in his tribute, he didn't have the t-shirt on underneath the dress. So he just had on the spaghetti strap dress. But it became obvious if you listen to his commentary after this performance why he performed in this attire. A lot of people liked it, thought it was really cool. A lot of progressive people liked it, thought it was really cool. But a lot of people were offended, particularly in the Black community, my people, particularly in the Black community, who felt that this was contributing to the feminization of Black males. So my question to the panel is, do you think that this was an attack on Black masculinity? Or do you think this was just performance art? Let's start with our beautiful pink blouse, Robbie.
It was a performance piece. It was a tribute to Kurt Cobain. And during his first performance, he was wearing a Chris Farley T-shirt, who's a former SNL cast member who died of health complications because of a fast lifestyle also. But he had the Chris Farley shirt with the green cardigan, which is very iconic for Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain performed in a similar green cardigan. Right.
Exactly. And the dress that Kid Cudi was wearing is styled from that dress, the picture that Neo showed on screen. And it's a lovely dress. It's not the first time that a man performs in a skirt or a dress on stage. It's not going to be the last time. People lost their minds when Harry Styles recently did, I think it was Vanity Fair. And I mean,
Vogue. It was Vogue.
It was Vogue. So it's a tribute to another artist. And he's obviously comfortable in his masculinity. Wearing an article of clothing that is typically stylized for women doesn't feminize you when you wear it. It's honestly, these people need to just check their sensitivities at the door. Kid Cudi is on the pursuit of happiness, baby. He does not give a rat's ass what these people think. So
It should also be
props
pointed out that
props to Kid Cudi.
one of the reasons why Kurt Cobain and his message and his life has resonated so much with Kid Cudi is because he too has struggled with depression. He's talked about it, he's rapped about it. He too has been
Mm-hmm.
suicidal. So it's just a miracle that he's even here with us today. But that's one of the reasons why he wanted to give a tribute to Kurt Cobain. Jose?
Mm-hmm.
I just read Jacqueline Robinson's comment online, and she says, I was pissed because I haven't been shopping for a dress since the pandemic started. I feel you. I feel you. I saw that dress and I'm thinking, oh, I wish. But you know what? Of everything going on in the world, we really need to focus on this shit about a man wearing a dress. Okay? Like, seriously, this is, he was paying a tribute. Like, who cares what he was wearing? Really? That's,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I wear pants. That's like Hillary Clinton being criticized because she wears the pantsuit and not a skirt. What is wrong with people? So does that mean that Prince was in the wrong? Because I know he liked his little high heel boots, and no one can take my Prince away, right? David
Our
Bowie,
Prince, our Prince, our Prince.
right?
Plural.
Our Prince. David Bowie is a huge fan of David Bowie and androgynous. Tilda Swinton's been criticized, and she's a woman. She looks too manly. Who cares? Of all the things going on in the world, this is what we're going to bitch and chew on? Okay, sure. Seriously, it blows my mind.
That's a Prince call.
You got it. That's perfect. I thought it was Prince.
I feel like when it comes to the people that are attacking Kid Cudi, it's specific. It's people who feel specifically offended, right? It's the people that probably hated Lil Nas X's music video. It's the people that feel personally attacked by because he's wearing such a feminine attire. I think that it's this. There's like a group like Black American men that are very like pro masculine and stuff like that. So I feel like it offends them, and by nature it offends some of the LGBTQ plus community because they feel like, oh, he's a cis heterosexual straight man and he's wearing this. So I've actually seen, the reason I say that is because I just recently was listening to some vlogs of people like feeling some type of way about Kid Cudi, and they happen to be a part of the LGBTQ plus community. So they're okay with Lil Nas X doing it, but they're not okay with a heterosexual man doing it as tribute. You see, it's just like the lines are like, it's too many titles, too many, and it's mainly criticism, like you said, from Black people, but just in different groups. Like I said, the masculine, pro-Black masculine, and then there's the small group of LGBTQ plus, and then there's the religious people. So,
but Johnny, when you're saying pro-Black masculinity, I think Mike Winter nailed it with one of his comments. He said, "I cannot with Black people holding on to toxic masculinity." So being macho, being aggressive, that's toxic masculinity. Being masculine is just being comfortable being a man. I'm a man who's very comfortable wearing a blouse at the moment.
Well, and I would also ask, my Black brothers and sisters out there, is it really, a sign of masculinity to have a bunch of Black men walking around the street with their pants hanging off their ass?
I knew you were going to say that.
Thank you.
It's true.
Like, how is that masculine in any shape or form? Right? It's offensive. It's rude and it's obnoxious. But more to the point of this, so I actually, because I try to keep up with the trends, I'm still old, I'm ancient, I'm a dinosaur, but dinosaur nonetheless. But I try to keep up with the trends for my classes at Howard University. So this was my lesson on Monday with my students. A lot of them are familiar with Kid Cudi and his music and his rap. And so I posed that question to them. They had to write a paragraph about, is this an affront to Black masculinity, or is this a sign of performance art? And thankfully, most of them said, get a grip. It's performance art. My students said, what people are, failing to recognize in this is that these are artists. These are musicians. The level of expression with an artist on stage, in costume, in performance is completely different than what we do in our regular lives. And this isn't the first time. Like another rapper, a white rapper, y'all will be proud of me because I know his name, Post Malone, a couple of years ago, did a very similar tribute to Kurt Cobain in a dress. Black people weren't mad about that. It was a white artist. He's a white rapper. But then a Black rapper comes and does it, and oh my God, we're losing our minds. First of all, mind your business. Did you buy that dress? Did that dress come out? No, no. So mind your business. But how is it an affront, especially when he expressed why he wore the particular dress, but it wasn't a tribute to Kurt Cobain. Even if he wanted to wear it because he thought it was the hot shit for that evening and that performance, so be it. Like, it's not killing you. And if you have every right to like it, you have every right to be like, okay, this offends me, then change the channel.
People are going to lose their minds because Kid Cudi also confirmed that he's collaborating on a clothing line with Off-White CEO Virgil Abloh, I believe that's how you say, who designed the dress. So they are going to design a clothing line together. People beware, there may be dresses. And you know what? Right? Who's laughing now?
Lemon into lemonade. Lemons into lemonade.
Joe,
that's it.
Joe, I fully expect you to be purchasing my original Kid Cudi.
Only if we can share the dress, that's going in the shopping cart.
I haven't bought any clothing in now over a year. So there is a little jealousy of like, oh wow, he got a fly new dress. I ain't got shit over here. I'm
not ready to go shopping.
Except I got a new purse, but that doesn't count. We're talking dresses.
Ooh.
I want to dress.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all. So that is the end of our round. What are you saying? We got Neo trying to talk to us in the background. We can hear you, Neo. We took some audience.
Baby, you can hear him. We can't hear him. You hear him in your ear only. The producer's ear.
So you guys did hear all the shit he was talking about, you all. Ooh, Rob, I gotta tell you. Tell you when he said,
we're going to talk about that later.
But I like what Neil had to say in the thread.
I was just going to say very quickly, Neil in the comments said he has worn a dress. I think some of my classmates have picked. So if anyone is out there watching and you have a pic, that pic of Neo in a dress, send it to TLS. Send it to your girl, Lizzie.
Please.
Where's Olivia E? We know she can deliver. You know she can.
True.
One of our classmates, quickly before we go to the next segment, one of our classmates from Wilson Senior High School, Saima, says, when did it become everyone's business to determine how a man or a woman should dress? What is right or what is wrong? Everyone needs to be comfortable in their skin. You don't like it? That's fine. But let everyone express themselves. I absolutely agree. 100%. Because you know what? You don't make this money over here. You don't buy these clothes up in my vast closet. So you have no say-so into how I present myself. Unless I'm walking out of the house, half naked or whatever. But you have no say-so as to how I present myself or anyone else for that matter. All right?
Haters are just jealous. They wish they can pull it off.
Haters gonna hate.
Listen, that dress was that was not a size 12 dress. That was a very small cut dress. The average man would not be able to fit. I probably couldn't fit in that dress right now. Definitely not.
I think
Not
they're
with this
just
COVID.
afraid of change. I feel like people are just afraid of change, honestly. They're just afraid of
If you're
change, or
not,
they're not ready for it.
They
but
don't change.
if you're not
They don't
comfortable in
change.
your own masculinity and you see something like that, then it threatens your masculinity. So the people that are coming
Yeah.
out and being really raging against, it's like, well, what are you really projecting from within?
Right there. Yes.
Good point.
Yes.
And no one's saying that you have to wear a dress. Kid Cudi wasn't telling all guys out there to wear a dress. This was his
Right.
performance, his tribute.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like Joe said, he's building a brand with the designer. So what better commercial to have than to wear the dress and have people lose their minds and talk
Great
about it?
promotion.
listen, I bet you if in that particular design brand, if he and this designer made some jeans with some floral pockets that hung off the ass, I bet you these same naysayers would buy it.
Yes, they would.
100%. They buy that
Oh,
shit.
absolutely.
100%.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Great panel hot topic evening. So now we are going to get into